For all kinds of stitches, this is how you tie. You take it back to that end, drag and leave a little, then put it in, and then you tie. So now it's tied. So this is running stitch. So the running stitch is quite easy and is the basic kind of stitch. So all you have to do is just keep putting in the needle like this. You take it to another point, pass it. So this stitch is basic, and all other stitches are founded from it. Then for this one, I just cut to tie at the end of the video, and after that I just cut out the excess. So this is what a running stitch looks like, and this one is inner stitching. Is similar to the running stitch, is the same as the running stitch, but this time we are hiding the thread inside. So how we do this is you come directly at the end of the thread and pick again. So you don't skip any, you come back to that same hole where the thread is and pick again. So that is how this one works. So you can see that the thread is not showing outside, so it's called inner stitching. And this is used basically for stitching of fabrics. When you're using hand needle to stitch fabrics, this is basically the method we use to make the work very neat. Then you tie again, just like I did in the other video. And cut out the excess. So you can see it's called inner stitching. You can't see the thread that we used. Even if the color we used was obvious, you cannot see it. Then the next one is the satin stitch. This one, if you look closely, you see that I drew two lines, and then I pick from one end, come to the other end to pick. So that's basically how the satin stitching works. We'll be doing a practical on this using a dress later in this class. So you just pick from both ends. You pick from this end, you come to the other end and pick. You pick from this end, just like that. That's all about the stitching. So that's all about the satin stitch. And then the last kind of stitch is called the back stitch. So what this means is, while passing your needle, you don't leave anything untouched. So you always bring it back to fill up the last one. That's why it's called back stitching, because you're taking the needle backwards. So you bring it forward, then you take it back again to the other end, not where the thread is coming from, the other end where the other one stops. You pick it from there and bring it out again. So that is how you continue doing the stitching. So for this class, we're going to be doing a practical on running stitch and satin stitch. So subsequently in my other classes, you get to understand more about the inner stitching, the back stitch, and there are lots more. There are about 15 or more kinds of stitches we use for fabric beading and embellishment. So for the purpose of this class, we'll just be using the back stitch, the satin stitch, and the running stitch.